Well, hello, Facebook, and thank you for joining us on another Wash Day Wednesday. You have us hailing from Texas and from California today, two typically very hot locations, but as I hear from our wonderful guests, there's a bit of a cold front in the Houston area, so lucky her. Before we get started, I'm going to give a few minutes for you guys to log on, get situated, shout out where you're joining us from. As I mentioned, I'm just outside the Los Angeles area in California, as is Kari. Kari will be joining us today as our moderator. I've explained to you all out there before, but just in case you're new to Wash Day Wednesday, I am not able on the platform we're on to see the questions that you guys might have, and we are here to answer those questions. So please shout them out in the comments, and then Kari will stop me from time to time if there's any questions. And some of them, I'm sure, are questions that are frequently asked, and she will field those to me as well in case I forget to mention anything today. So let's just go ahead and give it another minute for everybody to log on and get comfortable so that they can watch our beautiful guest rev half of her hair and see an actual before and after live. Kari, do we have anybody shouting out where they're from yet, or are people still logging on?
I think they're still logging on. It took me a minute to get it to work on Facebook, so I think maybe other people might be struggling with that too. It just kind of kept freezing on us. So I think
okay.
But yeah, for sure.
Okay, well,
where you're from.
Yes, so shout out where you're from, and then also if you're able to go ahead and start a watch party so that more people can join as well. You know, everybody's stuck indoors, so we want to make sure that we're giving them some fun content to look at. And if you've ever wondered what this crazy contraption does, you're going to get to see it tonight live in action with a real RevAir owner. So this is not someone we've paid to do it. In fact, she paid us, and here she is today, still doing us a favor. So it must work really well. So let's go ahead and get started then. Everybody, I want to welcome the most amazing and beautiful Tonya from Houston, Texas. Hi.
Hi.
So as I was going through your Instagram page before we started here today so I could get to know you a bit better, there was one thing that you didn't say. There was something that you probably didn't even know was on your page, but it's on screen right now, and it was the thing that drew me to you most, is you have like the most loving megawatt smile ever.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah, I have to tell you, it was on your page, it was just like the happiest smile after the happiest smile. I was like, I need to go follow her because I want to be on her page just to see all the fun things she was doing with her friends, and you look like you really enjoy life. So I think we all need a little bit more of that right now.
Yes.
So I would love for you to tell everybody how you found RevAir and how long you've had yours.
So I've had MyRevAir since I think July of 2019. So it's been about 9 months, I guess.
Okay.
And I found it following some Instagram natural hair folks on Instagram, and someone was using it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like the best thing ever. I have to try it.
Now, at first people say it looks like the best thing ever, but then there are people who think, I don't know, could that really work? How many videos and sites did you visit and reviews did you watch before you were seriously considering a purchase?
I think about at least 5 to 10 YouTube videos of people doing it. And then the before and afters. It didn't take me very long because once I found out of the time reduction, I was like, okay, I got to get this thing because I am the laziest hair person in the world.
Look at Kari. Hey, listen, I got Kari to do her hair by coming on live with me. She's definitely a bun girl. She'll make it pretty with a braid or something, but she loves her bun too.
Yeah. I grew up with my mom. She's a hairdresser, cosmetologist, and so I was used to her doing my hair. And then as I grew up, I just got lazier and lazier, and so I'm not gonna do hair. If it's gonna take too long to do it, that's my philosophy. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, my sister-in-law's a hairstylist, and I always think about that for my nieces. Is like, you get used to someone doing your hair for you, like when you're going out. And what are they going to do when they like leave the house and be like, I don't even know how to do my own hair. So thankfully they're little and there's a lot of years left for them to practice. But I know what you mean. Would you consider yourself tender-headed, or had your mom gotten that out of you years ago?
So that's gone years ago. And I mastered the how to detangle my hair, how to deal with the stress. So, but I was tender-headed when I was younger, but I'm not anymore. I mean, you can tug on my hair forever and I'll be fine.
Well, I love that you're talking about how fast this is and how simple it is. I mean, those are the reasons people try new hair tools. You know, women report that the reason they try is because they want something that's faster, healthier, and easier. And this is definitely all three of those things. And it is so easy. I think sometimes we'll watch people complicating it online because you'll see them just like pumping it or doing all this work. I'm like, no, just let the wand do all the magic for you. Like, you don't have to do anything but put it to your head and it does the rest. So you watched about 5 videos, which is about average what we hear from folks. Now, you buy it online and it comes to your door. How long does it take you before you try it? Did it sit in the corner kind of intimidating you for a little while, or was it immediately like, tear it open Christmas morning, let's do this?
It was one day. So I got it and I had to take it out of the box. I mean, I wasn't even ready to do my hair, but I took a piece of it just to see how it would work.
Yeah.
I was so excited because, I mean, using that hand blow dryer or letting it air dry and then using the hand blow dryer, it's an exhaustive process. So I was excited to see how it would work, you know, and I consider it an investment of my time. So.
Absolutely. Like, time is money. That's for sure. Especially when you have coily hair, type 4 hair. I mean, what you have to go through. When I was reading, one of the ways that we found you was you were kind enough to give us a review. When we asked how you enjoyed your device, you gave us a 5-star review. So thank you for that. And in it, you said that you have now saved 2 steps in the process of doing your hair. You said you no longer use a comb blow dry attachment, and you most likely, in most cases, don't use a flat iron. Is that right?
That's correct. Because normally what happened after I used the blow dryer attachment, and then I would go and flat iron it, with the humidity in Houston, my hair would slowly, slightly puff anyway. So with the RevAir, once I dry it, it's straighter than it was with the puffy state. And so I would just twist it and untwist it and let my hair go down. And so I don't even bother with the flat iron anymore because all it's doing is providing heat damage to my hair. So I just let it go. I like the way it is after the RevAir.
So people sometimes don't believe that in here, there's nothing that will tear your hair. There's nothing pressing it between hot plates. How would you describe what's going on in this tube here?
I describe it as a safe vacuum cleaner. I know it seems weird. One time I had a hairpin in my hair even, and I didn't know it. And the hairpin went in there and it was just fine. I was able to take it out and take it out of the filter side. It was totally easy. So it really is it vacuum pulls the water out of my hair. And while holding a little bit of tension so that it'll keep the hair straighter. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, good. I'm so glad. So I also read that you have, and I laughed about this, you have 50% shrinkage, which if a man reported 50% shrinkage, he'd be headed to the doctor. But you mean with your hair.
Yes. Yes.
Can you tell me what 50% shrinkage means when you're talking about coily hair?
So
in case our audience doesn't know.
Yeah, if you can see my hair here, it looks like it's about to my chin. But if I actually pull my hair, it goes all the way down here. So it's about double the size. So 50% shrinkage. And earlier my cousin was here and she has really short hair and really coily. And her hair looks to be about an inch, but it's probably about 10 to 12 inches long. So it's
when she showed us, I was like, her curls, the way they snapped back when she was showing us and we're going to have to get her to try it. She might have to do a wash day Wednesday. But they were like maybe an inch or an inch and a half long. And then her hair, like you said, was like 10 inches. I was like, that's like a tenth of her hair is curled up. She would feel like a whole new person if she rubbed her hair. The possibilities become very limitless when you do it, because you can create a protective style or a stretch style. It can just become your finished style or something that's the foundation to take you elsewhere. Well, I would love if you would show everybody just how easy this thing is. If you wouldn't mind muting yourself after I ask you about your settings, if you wouldn't mind muting yourself and then doing a couple of sections for everybody, and I'll share with them some highlights of the device while you're doing it. But what settings will you be working with?
So I normally always use the number 7 setting because I like the most pull. And because my hair, I consider it long, if I don't use the 7 setting, the longer portions, the bottom part, don't get as straight as I want them to. So I use the 7 so it can have the maximum, suction. And then I normally use either the low or the high heat. I don't ever turn the heat off. Usually right at the end, I'll turn the heat off to give it that last bit of cold air to possibly close my cuticles. Sure. But yeah, I normally leave it on the either high heat or low heat. So
awesome. And when you're talking about heat and reverse air or suction, even at 7, does it hurt? Does it feel like it's pulling?
No, it's a comfortable it's like a soft massage of the scalp, in my opinion. So when I'm using it and it's sucking, especially when it gets to the scalp, I pull it out maybe a little and I can just feel it. I need it to pull the roots of my hair at closer to my scalp. And so it provides a perfect amount of suction even at number 7, and it's not pulling it. It's not tight. It's perfect.
Great. Okay, good. Well, I'll let you get started on a couple of sections and take any questions that might be coming in. Kari, if you think it's best, in case questions aren't coming in just yet, I know people are maybe feeding kids and all sorts of things at this hour. Should I go ahead and hit some highlights of the device while we let Tonya go for it? Okay. So she's going to go ahead and start revving, which I can't wait to see, because I was amazed, weren't you, Kari, by the shrinkage? And this is going to be an amazing before and after, because you're really going to see it at her chin length and then how long it can get and how easy it is for her to do it. So when we were talking about settings right now, this is the base unit of a RevAir device. And right here, you have your tension setting. It goes from 0 to 7, which means one device is good for everyone in the family. And that allows you to customize how much tension you need to straighten your hair. So for me, it's like a 3. For somebody who has curly hair, it may be a 5. And for Tonya there, it is a 7. Oh, also before I set this down, there's this little door here, and this is the filter cover. As she mentioned, there is a filter. So if you're the person who hates that hair has been all over your bathroom and you have to clean it up after blow drying, the hair that is lost, and it's so minimal because you're not using a brush, which causes breakage and hair loss, the hair will go down the hose and into the filter. And all you have to do is open that door, take the hair out, you'll be shocked how little is in there, and throw it away. And then once a week or once every 5 days, you take the filter out, you can put it in the dishwasher. I wash mine with a toothbrush, and then you just let it sit. Oh, Kari's amazed at that. Kari's watching her hair. What'd you say, Kari?
It's so pretty. How
Look
long
at that.
it is.
Look at that. So as I just told you guys that in like a minute's time, look at what she was able to achieve with minimal heat. And when I say minimal heat, I mean no hot plates. On an average, it's 100 degrees less than your blow dryer and the lowest setting on a straightener. So if you care about the health of your hair, especially if you've been trying to go natural and you want to be able to have options, and that's what this is about. This isn't saying straight hair is prettier. This is saying healthy hair is prettier. And that's the most beautiful thing you can wear, is a head full of healthy hair. And to be able to have the options like changing your lipstick or your shoes or your outfit, we want you to be able to get to a stretch style or a protective style in a way that doesn't damage all the work you've been doing trying to go natural. And you can see she puts the wand straight up to her head and she's barely moving it. And she does that because there are little holes here in the mouth of the wand, and those blast the warm air onto your roots. And again, there's the reverse air or the suction pulling it in its natural direction. So it's sealing that cuticle to give you shine and softness. And then it's also getting straight to the root. So you see her just barely moving it around in that area. She's not pumping, and she's letting the device do all the work. Now you're seeing she's not doing more than 60 seconds per section. I mean, I'm not timing her, but I can't imagine it's more than 90 seconds. So you can see the difference of how much length she gets with this device and how quickly she can do it. One of the things we didn't discuss with her is how long it used to take her to do her hair and how long it does now. So I can't wait to ask her that on the end. Here is the wand. This is where all the magic happens. This wand here has 3 heat levels. There's no heat, which I use as kind of a cold blast at the end to seal my cuticles even more, just like Tonya was saying. There's a low heat and a high heat, but even on its highest level, again, it is so much less than your traditional blow dryer. And if you are in California like we are today, where it's 97 degrees outside of Los Angeles, or in Houston, look at those curls she's showing us, you guys. Here it goes. It takes it in. You don't even have to be good at holding a device crazy ways like a blow dryer. She just holds it straight up there, and now it's going to do all the work for her. So what's going on in there is her hair is hanging in the middle. It is suspended by the aerodynamics that are going on inside of this wand. This part took 4 years to make so that the hair couldn't flop around and it doesn't spin around. So will you get little snarls on the end? Sometimes. That means a couple of things. You need a trim because a lot of people with curly hair neglect getting trimmed. Also, it could mean you have the dial up too high. So you might want to try going down a setting or two in your tension level. But your hair floats in there and it's drying it, as you can see on Tonya right now. It's drying it from her root to her end in a single step. And she's about to pull it away from her head, and you can see just how big of a difference that makes in such little time. I would say in this time that we've been on this call, and with us chit-chatting and everything, we've been on about 17 minutes. Okay, we talked for probably the first 10 of them, if not more, and she's done a quarter of her head. So I'm guessing it would take her less than 25 minutes to do her whole head of hair, if I had to guess. Well, we'll ask her when she comes back on. But look at the difference in that. Kari, you look stunned, and you work for RevAir, and you see this all the time, yet your mouth is still like, well, whoa.
I've been timing her. She's been doing her hair less than 5 minutes.
You've been timing her? Okay, I'm so glad you did. Less than 5 minutes, she's done a quarter of her hair. So she could probably get it done in 20 minutes or so.
Probably,
I mean, you guys, with little heat, no brush, no comb attachment, no hot plates, like stinging those beautiful coils into submission and ruining the curl pattern for the next time. With this, if she washes her hair tomorrow, her curl pattern goes right back. So it doesn't do anything to that natural curl pattern to destroy all the hard work that you've been doing and going natural. Are you back on with us?
Sorry, forgot to turn it off.
No, look at you. Kari, the first section that came out, Kari, who's like worked at RevAir for a couple of years now, her mouth just dropped, and I'm like, I know, it never stops surprising you just how well and how easy it works. And then she timed you, and you did that quarter of your head in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a third too, because I sectioned the back off in the side. Yeah. And I didn't get it all the way dry. I like it to have a little bit of dampness to it so it can be fluffy. But if I leave it on a couple more seconds per section, I can get it bone dry and it'll be a lot straighter than it is right now.
I mean, okay, so turn for me to your natural side, your curly side. Okay, so we see all neck, we see chin. Go ahead and turn to the other side and let's see what we got. I mean, it's so far past your shoulder. Mid-chest, now look straight on at me. That is more than 50% shrinkage. Wow, it's really spectacular. Now tell me, if you were using your blow dry comb attachment and flat ironing like you used to, how long would it take you to do your whole head of hair?
So when I just get out of the shower with damp hair that's kind of slightly towel dried, it would take me over an hour just to blow dry it, and maybe an hour and 15 minutes to blow dry it, and then another 45 minutes or so to flat iron it. But my normal process before getting to RevAir, I would let it air dry overnight in twist, and then it'll still be damp the next day, and then I'd use the blow dryer, but I'd still be another 30 minutes with the handheld blow dryer attachment.
Wow. And now it changes the game, because I know even for myself, we've talked about it on our Wash Day Wednesdays and on our Give It To Me Straight series and some of the other things we've been doing. I would plan my hair washing days, and I don't even have coily hair, so I can't even imagine. But I would like plan my like hair washing days around, like, okay, if I blow dry it straight this day, and then I just wear it straight and don't curl it, I can get another day out of it. Then I can curl it because it's dirty by the third day, and then I can go to the event with my hair curly, and then I'll wash it. Like I would literally like plot it out, and it's changed the game, because now if I have to go somewhere, I'm like a total homebody, but now if I have to go somewhere, I'm like, okay, it's going to take me less than 10 minutes to dry my hair. That doesn't feel like overwhelming. So for you, you must get your whole head done in less than 25 minutes. Would that be fair to say?
Definitely. My detangle process is a lot longer than my hair drying process now.
Well, we'll see what we can do about detanglers. We'll get to work on that. Have you tried our Bright Spot Shine Spray? It's an amazing detangler.
No, I haven't tried anything since I got to, have my package with the boxes in and everything, but I haven't tried any of you guys' products yet. So
well, we will send some your way for sure. The Shine Spray is amazing for detangling and creates amazing slips. So we'll get some your way, so we can try to, even though we don't create detangler systems yet, we'll help you eliminate some of that time. Okay. Well, before we go, I want to say thank you so much. I mean, this is the most amazing before and after in 5 minutes time for people to see. Before we go, what would you tell people who are on the fence about this, or thinking that it's expensive, or it may not work how they thought? If they didn't believe it with their own eyes, what would you say to them?
First, I'd say it's definitely an investment, meaning the amount of time that I spend doing my hair the other way, I call it the other way, instead of the
other way. I like that.
It was definitely taking more of my time, which is time is money. And so the fact that I invested back in July, I've used it at least once or twice a week, sometimes. I mean, even when I need a refresher in my hair to straighten it, I'll use it. It's definitely worth the time. And in terms of how it works wonders. I mean, I would have never thought to do this, but it works wonders to straighten my hair, or blow out my hair is what I call it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. It makes me laugh, because before this, we were talking about how the three of us all work remote anyway. So the stay-at-home orders really haven't changed that part of our lives, except Kari now has to stay at home with a husband and 3 kids. That part has gotten tricky. But what I will say is that I'm sure with hair like that, you're probably finding excuses to get out of the house. And so this is probably ruining some of those moments. But I want to thank you so much for joining us today and for taking the time to show people. You didn't have to do this for us. As I mentioned, you bought your own Rev. We didn't pay you for this. You're a real reviewer that we just said, would you mind showing people what this thing's really got? And I am so grateful for your time. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And everybody else who is watching today, I want to remind you that we are going to have an amazing Give It To Me Straight over on our Instagram page on Friday. So look for us there on Instagram Live, where we're going to actually have an author who talks all about hair care, and she is really something special. So look for teasers over there. And in the meantime, you can always watch these recorded episodes here. But until then, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.